I'm going to do a little reading by request from Nadia. She asked me to do a reading with the Housewives Tarot, so I decided to have a little fun this afternoon and give it a whirl. This is a great deck. They have this one, and then they have a what's the other one? They have two of these that are very unique. They're inexpensive. They're found on Amazon, and they're just real kitschy. They're very, very cute. This one is very Mad Men type cards, as if like in the TV show, the serial they had. It's a 50s deck, and I'm going to use the book as well. It is a Rider-Waite-Smith, but it also has its own descriptions that are sort of interesting. So if I get stuck, I'm going to look at the description and give myself another some more ideas of how to read them. I have never used this for reading, but it's a fun little deck. So let's go. We're going to do my classic reading, which is the Horseshoe Spread. Keep it simple. And I'm going to ask a question that someone asked me to ask. So a friend of mine said, ask how can I best manage the winter, the upcoming winter? So that's the question. How can I best manage the upcoming winter? And I believe the question was referring to just bad weather, cold, snow, all that stuff. So how can I best manage the upcoming winter, weather-wise? Now, you're normally with a horseshoe spread, I do pick a significator. So what would be good for that? It'd be, so we're concerned about the weather, we're concerned about the snow. We want some advice. Let's see, what the Magician might be good. Okay, let's just pick the Magician. You know, that's sort of the significator to give us ideas of how to manage the elements. And that's, you know, they deal with all the elements. So there's the Magician. He's got a washer on it. He's holding on to a washer there. Now, you see that it isn't completely traditional because you don't see the elements there, but you know, it is the major arcana. It's the first card, number 1. So where are we here? We're right over there, okay. And then we're going to just pull the cards. So how can I best manage the winter, the weather? They're so cool. They got the gingham backs. They look like gingham. Okay, that looks really good. Okay, so first we're going to do is, let's look at the Magician, what it says about the Magician. It's number 1 in the major arcana. And it says, new and improved, hassle-free, money-back guarantee. These are the promises of the Magician. A charismatic salesman with all the answers in life's little problems. Oh, that's perfect. Unfortunately, these sale pitches are only half-truths. After all, a roast is only as good as the cook and the preparers who prepares it. So don't be fooled by smooth talkers and sycophants. If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So they look at it as the trickster. They take the Magician as more of the trickster than as the manifester. But either way, so like, be careful what be careful what you see, and don't believe everything you hear. So that's the Magician. Okay, so recent past would be this card, the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is a great card. Someone who has managed his life quite well, has dealt with practical problems, and is able to get through anything with great elan and without too much trouble. So I would say to my friend, maybe historically you've been getting through without a problem, and you know that's good. It's giving you the experience to deal with whatever's coming forward. Current situation, the Two of Pentacles. Well, you have to make a decision. There's a decision has to be made. And these are practical decisions. Pentacles are the earth suit, the practical decisions, the nitty-gritty of life. And so this is a two of Pentacles where you're balancing two issues. Maybe you're thinking, or maybe someone is thinking of, what to do to prepare for the future, and how can he or she prepare best for that future. The person I'm speaking of hasn't spent a winter in New York State, so maybe he's trying to figure out what are the things he should consider. What should he wear? What should he purchase for clothes? Boots, gloves, mittens. How cold is it going to be? How is he going to do his activities during the winter? So there's choices coming up, and he's at a point where he has to make a choice. Several choices. Hidden influences. The Ace of Swords. The hidden influences are, this is a new suit. It's the beginning of the sword suit. New thoughts, new being analytical, being logical. So this is something new that he is going to have to deal with, and he's going to have to be. And this is good. This is giving him a lot of ideas of how to do it, and so he's ready to take on the challenge. And that's the hidden influences. And he's getting support. All your aces are spirit support as well, so that's another good thing. The obstacles for the winter. The Ten of Wands. Well, that's interesting too. Now, of course, wands are fire, and this is the Ten of Wands. So the obstacles are just like maybe being a little bit overwhelmed by all the different things. And this shows it a lot. There's this cleaning lady in her heels. Quite the lady in her heels. And she just is trying to manage it all. So there may be many aspects of a winter that can't be anticipated. But, as long as you do your preparation, maybe you should be okay. So that's the obstacle. So there's still a lot to consider when you deal with something you're not especially in a new place, new people, new climate, and new everything. So there's going to be a lot of thinking and balancing and trying to figure out how to get through it. But it looks like with the Ten of Wands, you will be able to get through it well. The community card is the Eight of Wands. The community is, the people that already live here, myself included, that, there may be, the winter may pose some issues. There shows like a lot of things going to be happening in the winter. Now there's the weather patterns, which is always a concern. There's global warming, which is always a concern. But then now we have the COVID, which is another concern. So the winter could be a challenge for all of us, perhaps. Now, what is, once the weather is upon us, we kind of have a lay of the land. What is the best move, or what is the move? The King of Wands. So we have, this is another fiery suit. And the King of Wands is sort of, managing. The King of Wands manages everything very well. He's a passionate king. He's the king of fire. And so now he also can be very changeable. But with fire, you think, that could be melting snow, or a different attitude about maybe he won't be cold. Maybe he'll find a new passion or a new interest in the winter that it won't be such a problem. That's a very good, I would think that's a very positive card. And then with this action that he takes, what will be the outcome? And the King of Cups. So I would say to this person that the King of Cups is a wonderful king. It's now in this particular Housewives Tarot of the 50s, the cups have a lot of alcohol pictures in it. But the King of Cups is a wonderful king. He's friendly, outgoing, loving, kind, relaxed, just a great great partier, actually. So the outcome will be the King of Cups, which is a really nice king to have. Now, so what I see here, as far as the question, how can this person best handle the winter? You know, he has, I would say you have past experiences with the winter that will, you know, give you ideas of what to do. There'll be some choices to make, and I see that as maybe, you know, maybe selecting things to make sure you're warm and comfortable and your cars are working and your car's working. Everything is, you know, do all the preparation you need to do and prepare for the worst, but hopefully it won't be that bad. And, you know, there's going to be some surprises. You're not going to think of everything, but here you have the ability to, you are prepared psychologically for the decisions you're going to have to make because you have the Ace of Swords in your corner. The problem is there are going to be some challenges. There's going to be a lot of changes. There's going to be a lot of maybe global warming issues. There may be, as I said, there's the weather and there's also the COVID. So there may be a lot of things to be juggling. So that's going to be your trials and tribulations. The community is also struggling. This community is going to be very busy trying to keep up with all the changes, apparently. So you'll be, you know, part of all that. And yet you'll come up ahead. You come out ahead with the King of Wands, the King of Fire. See how he's got this? He's got everything. He's managing everything perfectly well. And then finally, the outcome will be the King of Cups. So you have. It's interesting, there's 3 kings here, and this is a reading for a man. So it shows, I think, an ease getting through the winter, at least for his concerns about the weather and getting through with the weather and how he likes to do his exercise and everything like that. Now, I just wanted to look a couple up just out of curiosity. Let's look up the King of Wands and see what it says for the King of Wands. Just to, you know, give you a taste of what this book is, what it says. Now, the lighting is really bad in here, and I'm having trouble reading. The King of Wands, charismatic and innovative. The King of Wands is the embodiment of inspired curiosity. Breathtaking. Wait a minute, breathtaking? Oh boy, I should have gotten the whole thing. Brandishing a multi-purpose 5-headed wand that he constructed himself. He's full of bold ideas, and his magnetic personality inspires others to partake in his journey to the top. He may symbolize a strained relationship with someone who expects too much of you, or the need for you to take charge of your destiny. Not sure what that means. I can't read it too well. Anyway, so that's kind of cool. Let me try that last sentence again. He may symbolize a strained relationship with someone who expects too much of you, or the need for you to take charge of your destiny. The Ace of Swords has come up right next to it, so let's see here. Here it was in the Hidden Influences. Getting right to the point, the Ace of Swords warns of an upcoming ordeal that will test your mettle. A slice of gumption with a dollop of common sense will get you through whatever trials come your way. Your mind is sharp and ready for a challenge. So don't be afraid to take on those who try to cut you out of the picture. Oh, okay. Anyways, so the cards, there's nice little narratives on each one for the majors and the minors. So that's kind of cool. So I would say that, there are challenges for a winter, but you're coming prepared, and it shows that, you have all this king energy, which is all this take charge kind of energy, which are remarkable, actually. You're only missing one, the king of swords, but you have the ace of swords, so that's good. And I would say that the winter will have some challenges, but you will get through the winter with great elan. And that's my reading using the Housewives Tarot. It's a great little deck. Available on Amazon, as far as I know. And hope you enjoy the reading. Have a great day.